Hey guys, it's Tiff and I'm here with my third entry into the Design Team Challenge for the SNL new website, and this is going to be a Project Life spread. So as you can see, I have my spread laid out here. It's Design A concept. I don't have Becky Higgins protectors. I think mine are Echo Park, but it's the same layout. And I just put it on a piece of cardstock that kind of got messed up. So I have a mat to work within instead of trying to work in and out of page protectors while we're on video. And what I wanted to do today was incorporate older 6x6 pads along with Becky Higgins cards. So the three pads I'm going to use are the Fact by Basic Gray. And I'm actually just using one page out of each book. And I think I've used both sheets out of this one. So I don't have a full sheet to show you, but it's the red one and it looks kind of like this. I've cut it down quite a bit because I'm using the second sheet that I have. Then from For the Record 2 by Lori Whitlock in Echo Park, I am using this number page. And from the Mayberry line, which is my newest 6x6 that I am using in this grouping, I am using this craft colored looking one, but it looks like linen. So those are the three 6x6 pads that I'm going to use, and we're going to get started. So my first card is actually going to be a Becky Higgins card, and these end up going to get mounted on acetate, but I'm going to use this white piece for the moment to show you what I'm doing. So remember this, and then I have another Becky Higgins card that I'm going to use, and I've cut this banner piece out. So then my photo will layer up nicely behind that. And I'm going to let it come down just a tad so you can tell that it's done that. Now at this point I'm not adhering anything. I'm just setting up what we're going to be doing. Then the next one is this piece of pattern paper. And it's just a 4x6 piece from that 6x6 piece of paper. And I am going to use my We Are Memory Keepers corner chomper, just the normal corner rounder one, on the 1/4 inch. And we're going to cut our sides. So then it looks just like a Becky Higgins card. And then I'm going to take a piece of that paper from the Mayberry line and layer it up, and a photo that is cut to approximately 3 by 5.5, or no, 3.5 by 5.5, or 5, something like that. I don't have the exact measurement. I just kind of cut it to my eye. But it's going to go over to one side because we're going to add some sort of embellishment over there. And then our next card is going to be another Becky Higgins card. This is from, let's see, this is actually, I'm sorry, not a Becky Higgins card. This is from We Are Memory Keepers, from one of the Target lines. This is a Becky Higgins from the Craft Edition. This is Becky Higgins from, I can't remember the name of the line. It's really old. So, that's that one. And I'm going to layer a couple photos onto that one as well. Like that. Then this next card is actually an acetate piece and just a piece of cream cardstock. And this chevron piece is from Alison Kreft with Webster's Pages for, I want to say this was the overlay, is either Sweet Notes or Composition in Color. I'm not sure which one. I got both, so but I had it left over. So that's going to layer there, and I was just chomping the corners of that off. And then I'm going to layer a piece of that basic gray red paper from the Fact Collection with a photo. By the way, in case you couldn't tell, this is my brother and Jess's prom. So, which was in May, and I'm working on my May project life. I'm not quite to prom yet, but I know that this is the protector that I'm going to use, so I'm going to go ahead and put it together. I just really like the combinations for this. This is my brother and my niece on another Becky Higgins from the Craft Edition. And then here is another Allison Craft overlay over some cream cardstock that I'm just chomping the edges off on, like so. And it's going to house a couple of photos. And then I have another piece of that Mayberry paper. And just going to chop those corners. And it's going to go here. And I'm going to layer a Fancy Pants bag. Like so. Enough to the side that you can still see this on the Becky Higgins card. And then I have a picture of Jess and my niece with a Maggie Holmes overlay, and I've added a Mambi sticker that says, "Hey Beautiful." Layer those up like that. And then my last and final card, before we start embellishing good here, is this basic gray piece. And just chomping these corners as well. And this is going to be the last card right here. And it's going to have, I have this doily that has like a funky piece here and it's torn there. So I'm going to layer that downward and then put my photo over it. And this photo is cut just about to size. You're going to barely see a border. And I'm sorry, we weren't done with our corner chomper. I want to round these photo corners. Just because of how it fits onto this page, this piece here. I just think it will look a lot better like that. So now we're going to start embellishing and adding some other fun stuff to our page. Okay. So I'm going to do my journaling off camera because there is a lot that I want to write down, but I don't want this video to get too long, so that's my brother there. I think I'll add a little adhesive back to this corner piece, and if you look, this is the same piece that I'm using here, just reversed. So that's another good way. I know a lot of people don't like that you get multiples of the same card, but if you do spreads that are somewhat matching, they can be beneficial in that aspect. So that one I went ahead and glued on. This one. And I'm just using some Doris adhesive, in case you are wondering. It's relatively cheap when you have a coupon. Well, it's cheap either way, but it's really cheap if you have a coupon. I get it at AC Moore. So yeah, there's that one. So I'm just going through and adhering a lot of this down. I'm gonna adhere the acetate behind our photo. So I've just adhered that red piece down, and then I'm gonna put my photo in the center of that, and then I'm only gonna add adhesive where that is, and that will hold it enough to my piece of cardstock. That's the benefit of when you use those to using photos on them, is then that gives you a place and then add adhesive behind the photos in order to here to the cardstock. So like this. Ta-da. Okay. So there's that one. Now this one's going to be a little more difficult. So I've pulled out a Prima banner clip, and I'm just going to use that to aid me in adhering these two things together. I'm just kind of trying to decide where I want to put it, if you will. Maybe if I adhere it. Sometimes it can warp your photos a little bit, but if you use the cardstock as well, sometimes that helps. But I may do what I've seen a lot of people do and just adhere it. Sorry, guys. See, the thing that is, so that wasn't smart. Oh boy. There's that. So we'll go ahead